Well, good morning. Welcome to Monday's edition of Daily Videos with me, PM, also known as Pastor Michelle, also known as, I was trying to think, Mitch. I was trying to think of something to rhyme to be with the P. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day so far. Welcome to Monday. Let's start with some prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So, as I'm on vacation, I have been doing my videos a little ahead of time. A lot ahead of time, actually. Just because I really love doing these videos, and I'm just trying out doing them ahead of time. I like to plan ahead. I am someone that likes to do that. So that's me. That's what I'm doing right now. So I do hope everyone is doing okay. And I know it's actually like a week ahead right now as I'm doing this. So it's not, it's last Monday as I'm actually recording this, but it's all, but anyway, let that wrap around your mind. But I highly doubt that things have gotten any better in our country and with the pandemic. So just know, let's continue to be there for one another as best as we can, even at a social distance. Because these are just mind-boggling, crazy times, aren't they? And so I like to offer up a little bit of something. That came out really weird, didn't it? These videos are just something that grounds me as well. And so let's hear, and I hope you all have stuff that like that in your life, stuff that helps you get through each of the days as best as you can. So with that said, let's turn our attention to Peeta and Katniss in the Hunger Games. A thought hits me, and I'm amazed the question's taken so long to surface. Maybe it's because I've only recently begun to view Haymitch with a degree of curiosity. How do you think he did it? Who? Did what? Peeta asks. Haymitch, how do you think he won the games? Peeta considers this quite a while before he answers. Haymitch is sturdily built, but no physical wonder like Cato or Thresh. He's not particularly handsome, not in the way that causes sponsors to rain gifts on you. And he's so surly. It's hard to imagine anyone teaming up with him. There's only one way Haymitch could have won, and Peeta says it just as I'm reaching this conclusion myself. He outsmarted the others. I nod, then let the conversation drop, but secretly I'm wondering if Haymitch sobered up long enough to help Peeta and me, because he thought we just might have the wits to survive. Maybe he wasn't always a drunk. Maybe in the beginning he tried to help the tributes, but then it got unbearable. It must be hell to mentor two kids and then watch them die, year after year after year. I realize that if I get out of here, that will become my job, to mentor the girl from District 12. The idea is so repellent, I thrust it from my mind. About a half an hour has passed before I decide I have to eat again. Peeta's too hungry himself to put up an argument. While I'm dishing up 2 more small servings of lamb stew and rice, we hear the anthem begin to play. Peeta presses his eyes against a crack in the rocks to watch the sky. There won't be anything to see tonight, I say, far more interested in the stew than the sky. Nothing's happened, or we would have heard a cannon. Katniss, Peeta says quietly. What, should we split another roll too? I ask. Katniss, he repeats, but I find myself wanting to ignore him. I'm going to split one, but I'll save the cheese for tomorrow, I say. I see Peeta staring at me. What? Thresh is dead. He can't be. They must have fired the cannon during the thunder and we missed it. Are you sure? I mean, it's pouring buckets out there. I don't know how you can see anything, I say. I push him away from the rocks and squint out into the dark, rainy sky. For about 10 seconds, I catch a distorted glimpse of Thresh's picture, and then he's gone. Just like that. I slump down against the rocks, momentarily forgetting about the task at hand. Thresh dead? I should be happy, right? One less tribute to face, and a powerful one, too. But I'm not happy. All I can think about is Thresh letting me go, letting me run because of Rue, who died with that spear in her stomach. You all right? Is Katniss okay? We will find out tomorrow. So let's get right into it, and let's hear a little bit from John Pavlovitz. I hope you've been enjoying these blogs, because I know I am enjoying reading them. I have found his writing to just be inspirational and therapeutic for me to even read out loud. So on this edition of Stuff That Needs to Be Said, John talks about Christianity, and he says the title of this is This Isn't Christianity. Matthew 5:5-6. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride said, "You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means." We need to be really clear on something because there seems to be confusion out there lately. This isn't Christianity. They may use the word and steal the iconography and cop the aesthetic, but that is where the resemblance diverges and where the similarities end. There remain no other commonalities with which to rightly associate the two. This isn't Christianity. It is spiritual misappropriation, weaponizing the violent hijacking of something helpful in order to do the greatest amount of damage in the shortest amount of time. Hostility taking over something beautiful and grossly disfiguring it to terrorize people. This isn't Christianity, at least not what Jesus intended it to be. Jesus intended Christianity to look like this. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And that's from Matthew 5:3-10, some of the Sermon on the Mount. And there's nothing of mercy or humility or purity or peacemaking in this thing claiming to be Christianity. Now this thing is the antithesis of all of it. This isn't Christianity, at least not if we're going to listen to Jesus. Where Jesus implored Christians to love and to care for and to show hospitality to their neighbors, this drives people to fear them and have contempt for them and send them back and wall them off. Where Jesus directed Christians to pray and to give in quiet and secret, this is a shameless stage photo op to engender applause. Where Jesus told Christians that they would be defined by the way in which they lavishly love humanity, this is a malicious assault on nearly all of it. Where Jesus directed Christians to live humbly and take the lowest place, this is arrogance and boasting and self-promotion. Where Jesus fed multitudes and healed the sick without asking for repayment, this is healthcare repeals and canceled school lunch programs and pull yourself up by your own bootstraps disdain for the needy. Where Jesus' followers shared all things and lived interdependently and made sure that no one went without, this is the cries of socialism whenever those with abundance are asked to share with those who lack. Where Jesus threw open the doors of the kingdom so that the entire world could find welcome and refuge and comfort, this is a guarded, gated community of privileged, closed-fisted white Americans. No, this isn't Christianity, and more people who know what Christianity was intended to be need to say so right now. We need to call this what it is, a bait and switch of the vilest kind. This may be what Franklin Graham says Christianity is. It may be what Paula White wants you to believe Christianity is. It may be what Bible Belt pastors screaming from their pulpits claim that Christianity is. It may be what Donald Trump wants to pretend that Christianity is. It may be what it has been too many times in the past 2,000 years when opportunist hucksters like these have commandeered it. It's just not what Jesus says it is. No, he told us what this is. In Matthew 7:15-20, Jesus says, "Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus by their fruit you will recognize them." This thing is not Christianity. Jesus said it wasn't. This is Rome. This is the empire. This is corrupt and predatory power. This is a perverted religion wielded like a hammer. This is hypocritical, showy piety paraded for everyone to see. This is the darkness Jesus claimed we should streak into as brilliant lights. This is the bloated ugliness he said we were to oppose by living quietly and gently. This is the table of greed he invited us to angrily turn over. The Christianity of Jesus left people with more dignity and greater care, with healed wounds and fuller bellies, with calmed fears and quieted worries. It left people seen and heard and known. It left a wake of kindness and generosity and goodness and compassion. No, this isn't Christianity. To hell with what this is. So, Yeah, he says what needs to be said, doesn't he? Tomorrow we'll hear more from the prophet. I kind of think of him like a prophet because he speaks truth into power, and he speaks up for those who may not have a voice, and so I appreciate that. I wish you all love and peace and hope, even in the midst of this, because I do feel like we can find hope, we can find peace. God bless you all.